Good morning. So I don't know about you, but I think fall is my favorite season. The colors of the trees are so beautiful. The days are perfect temperature for working and playing outside, and the nights are nice and cool for sleeping or snuggling on the couch with a blanket. And the smell of the leaves on the ground and wood fires burning are so comforting. But I think my favorite thing about fall is the food. It is finally cool enough that you can enjoy a warm bowl of soup. You can bake all sorts of yummy pumpkin desserts, you name it, not to mention Thanksgiving. But the food I love the most in the fall is apple. Apple everything. Apple cider, apple donuts, apple cake, homemade applesauce, apple pie, baked apples, apples with pork chops, you name it. Apples can be used for so many different things, partially because there's so many different kinds of apples. I learned this week that there are over 7,500 different kinds of apples grown in the world, and 2,500 of those are grown just in the United States. And they're all good for something different, right? Some apples are kind of sweet and a little softer, perfect for making applesauce. Some are crispy and just the perfect amount of sweetness and perfect for slicing up to just eat plain. And others are kind of tart and a little bit crisper, and they're good for pies because they don't bake down so much. I personally love Gala apples. They're the ones that look like this. But I once had a really cool apple in Washington State that was as big as my head, no joke. And my husband and I couldn't even finish it working on it together. It was that big. So let's look at a couple apples this morning. This is a Gala apple. This one, I think, is an Empire. And I think this one's a Granny Smith. So if we're looking at them, what do you notice? This one's really, really red, right? This one's kind of splotchy red and yellow. This one's green. They're kind of different shapes too. One's a little bit taller, one's a little shorter, one's a little rounder, one's a little skinnier. But what do they look like if we cut them open? Here's my third one. They all look the same, don't they? They're all the same inside because they're all apples, even though they're so different on the outside. People are kind of like that too, aren't they? We all look different. We have different hobbies and interests. We support and participate in different activities. We all have things we're good at and maybe things we're not so good at. But when it comes down to it, we are all people. We are all made in the image of God, and God loves all of us. So there's a lot of verses in the Bible that talk about God's love and how we're supposed to love other people. But one of my favorites is from John 13:34. And in there, God says, "Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another." Now let's think about that. God doesn't love only the people who are good at math and not the people who are good at reading, right? He doesn't love everyone with curly hair, but not the people with straight hair. He doesn't love the kids who enjoy coloring more than the kids who like playing with cars and trucks. God made every one of us, even you and me, everyone, different and unique. And if we're going to love like God loves us, then we need to love everyone, even though they are different than us. This is a good reminder for you kids, but it's also a really good reminder for us adults, especially right now in kind of the crazy world we're living in with all the changes and the new things. So I have 2 challenges for you this week. One is to find a kind of apple maybe you've never tried before and try it, or bake an apple dessert. The second is to love your family, especially your siblings, your neighbors, your classmates, whoever it might be, even if they are very different from you, because God loves them and God loves you, and He wants you to love like He does. So have a great week and enjoy your apples. Bye.